Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. This is something I'm hoping to do every 2 weeks now, or as we say here in Australia, every fortnight, because I know that's apparently not a word that the rest of the world uses, at least not America. So once a fortnight we're going to be doing a live stream like this, and for our members, who I can see quite a few members already in the chat, we get a little we get a little bonus live stream after this, where we're gonna finish up what we're doing. And then today in particular, maybe there'll be a little bit more information for the members about some of the things that you may have seen around the internet recently, is I guess all I'll say about that for now.
You've really got to stop giving away like everything.
So hello Shane. Shane is here as the booming voice of wisdom.
The narrator.
The narrator. And hello to everyone who's jumped on already. It's really cool. I've already tried to keep up with saying hello to a few of you, but I can't keep up because I've got a lot of people coming in. But I do want to especially say welcome to those of you who are our members, because I really appreciate your support, and it's really cool to see the familiar names popping up in our chat. So Carol, hello, all the way in Wisconsin. Terry, good to see you. We've also got Caitlin, who we've gotten to know really well in our Discord.
And is a big fan of your scarf.
And is the what?
Big fan of your scarf.
This is an old scarf. This is, I reckon this is coming up to 20 years old, and I finally just pulled it out again because my wonderful husband, Shane, the voice of wisdom, the narrator, recently said to me, "You don't wear scarves as much as you used to." And I was like, no! I'm a scarf person. I love my scarves.
I reckon you've known that scarf longer than you've known me.
I've known the scarf.
I
do have a fond love for my scarves. So yeah, I think I've had this scarf longer than we've been married.
This is becoming a scarf stream.
Scarf stream. So I am secretly a scarf person, but I don't wear them much on camera, because on camera I was always told that scarves are really bad because they like make your neck small and everything. But when he said to me, I don't see you wear scarves anymore, it almost broke my heart. I was like, what? No, but I'm a scarf person. And so I had a look in my cupboard. I also stopped buying scarves. See, Shane, your opinion matters greatly to me. You told me once that I had too many scarves. I stopped buying more scarves.
That doesn't sound like something I would say.
Didn't tell me I don't wear scarves anymore. And I was like, what? And then the other day he saw a scarf on me that again's 15 years old, and he said, I really like that scarf on you. And I wore that scarf for the next 2 weeks straight. Because I love Shane. Anyway, thank you for the compliment of the scarf. Appreciate it. M, good to see you. M Rose and CC Ryburn, good to see you as well. I honestly love seeing even like some of the people who are not members, but we're starting to see you join our live streams often, like Sarah here, Sarah Chalk, not to be confused with Sarah Clark. It's really fun to see you guys join us multiple times. Nessa Wolf as well, thank you. I can't even see the scarf compliment, but I'm just happy that this is not what today's stream is about, but it's been fun. So today we're doing something, I was going to say a little bit different, but we haven't done enough streams for there to be a defined same and different. So
everything is different at this stage.
Everything is different. Everything is awesome. I am going to today unbox some goodies that have been sent to me actually over the past 6 months. And these are things that I haven't necessarily used yet. A few of them I've used a little bit because I wanted to like do like a video about them or a YouTube short or something. So I've kind of just left them boxed up. And then I feel really bad because these have been sent to me by different companies for free and I haven't done anything with them. And that's not great from a business perspective either. Plus I just want to use the supplies. So I thought today's live stream can be unboxing random things because there's a bit of a variety here. It's not too much. But we'll do that, and then once I've shown you the different things, you can help me choose what we're going to do today based off a few options that I've got for you. So, first of all, where do I start? Okay, let me give you the headline of what I've got here. So I've got a few different books, different colouring books and stuff that have come to me. I've got some stuff here from Artex. Now, I bought one of these, but I'm not sure which one. I bought one, they gave me one. These have both been opened and I have used them a little bit. So I don't know which one was the one that I bought, but I've also got these that I haven't touched.
You buy way too many art supplies.
That's not true. You know that's not true. Shane buys more tech supplies than I do art supplies. When the Amazon delivery guy comes for us, it's always like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's for Shane.
My tech stuff doesn't come from Amazon because it's probably too expensive to be sold on Amazon.
Well, there's a lot of things coming from Amazon that have your name on them. So, you know, if you want to get into this now, we can get into this now. But you're not going to win.
I'm good.
I mean, he does have control of the microphone, so I shouldn't really start a fire here, but that was fine. So, I also have from Ohuhu. Now, again, I haven't opened this. These are Honolulu Plus alcohol markers. And I know that Ohuhu recently rebranded their Honolulu markers. So I think that's what these are. I think this is the new Ohuhu. So
I was on the Ohuhu website the other day to try and work out like the color codes. And I think you need a PhD to work out like
that's why they're
all the different Honolulu sets and then the different numbers and like,
I mean that's every art brand ever. They're not unique in that, but I think that's part of why they're renumbering them. So the problem here is if these are really good, I'm gonna have to go buy the rest because I've got my wonderful array up there and there's more somewhere else. I've got some just here. I don't even know where these came from. My 300 Ohuhus have kind of spread out over time. Plus I had, because I bought some for myself, then they sent me some. So I have a 200 set and then a 100 set and a 300 set. I think they sent me the 300 set, but I bought all the others up till then. And so this is going to confuse me. But if this ends up being better than everything I own, then I might have to buy more. So unboxings are dangerous because if I like them, there might be some more shopping ahead. Or maybe I can reach out to Ohuhu and say, please send me a bigger set. We'll see. Then I also have Life of Colour, who make a variety of art products. They're Australian based. Have sent me quite a lot of things. So, where do we start? I might start with the Ohuhu because I'm really, I love the poll already in place. To be fair, I know I recently did a video of a lot of markers. I have already given a lot of those away. We donated a bunch of them to a hospital program. So I don't have all the markers that you've seen on my channel. We have moved some along. We're not being wasteful. I'm very careful not to be wasteful. The only markers I keep are ones that I personally really love or the ones that I know people would like to see on my channel. So I try to not be a hoarder of supplies. I try to only keep what I will use. Now, in this process, I've also been already ignoring the chat and I can see you guys are chatting heaps today. So I'll try and catch up when I can. If not, we have Natalie in the chat who's helping us out as well. So if you have any specific questions, she might help you out with those. To a point, if you're asking too much about the new secret things that we're not allowed to tell you, then Natalie has been put on a strict silence. But you're welcome to push her and test her and see if you can get answers out of her. And
Natalie has like a non-disclosure agreement within the non-disclosure agreement within the embargo.
Yeah, so there's a bit that we're not saying just yet, but it's a bit of fun. And of course we have Shane here ready to interrupt at every possible moment. And I do have Oscar down here as well, but he's asleep. So we're going to leave him be, but maybe a bit later. Maybe there's like a, I don't know, Shane, if there's like a cat call. No, I don't know. Like some kind of, you know, if the emojis of the cat, although I think no, only the members can access the emojis. If we get enough cat emojis, we'll bring the cat out. How's that sound? But let's get on to some unboxing. So I'm going to have a look first. So Ohuhu also sent me some marker pad. Now I've heard a lot of things about this marker pad. I have heard that some people love it, some people don't. So I want to see what it's like, and it's a good opportunity to have a look at the new markers. So let's have a look. This is really big. How big is this? It's like 8. Whoa! Oh, that's huge. Wow, this is massive. So this is this the bleed proof one everyone talks about? Let's have a look at the instructions that are not in English. Still not in English. Definitely not in English. Where's the English? There's like, okay, let's slow down. Okay. that is that. Okay, let's have it. I feel like playing a game. Can you guess the language? That one looks like, I'm going to guess Spanish or Portuguese. Anyone knows? Let me know. And then, oh, that looks French. No, so hang on. This must be the same language. Is that French? Okay, not sure. Oh, it says right there. French, okay. This would be Spanish then. And then we have Japanese. And then we have support email. English, I found it. We're okay. There's nothing like a blank sketchbook to unleash your ideas and creativity without limit, and there's nothing better than the Ohuhu paper pad to capture those ideas. Designed for all types of artworks, sketch, stipple, draw, bang, a cartoon, still life. 100% acid free, that's cool. And then they've got a paper thing to put in. I think this is the same as the one actually that I already have. So it's not the fancy new bleed proof one. But then I wonder, it's 200 GSM, so I wouldn't think it would be bleed proof. Okay, I think this is just marker paper, right? Because I think their bleed proof one, which is the new one, is not this. Because the bleed proof one has to be a lot thicker. Because even marker paper usually isn't bleed proof. To get bleed proof, you have to like oh, this is gonna fall apart. My sample swatch decks that I have here that I had stuck up on the wall, so it's actually not a complete, we've lost the screw. This is bleed proof for markers. And if you see my ugly back that I've attached, that is like a heavy dose of the Olo alcohol markers. But that's bleed proof because it's 400 GSM. So
doubles as a really creative fan if it's hot. You can fan yourself.
It's kind of sitting here and I can just be like, oh, buy my product. No. I do need to, we did an expo recently in person, and so I had this stuck on the wall, but I didn't tape it very well. So I need to re-tape it, and actually probably not even tape it, just glue it, because oh no, this is a hoo-hoo. There you go. So this is the older hoo-hoo range, so we can compare. No, this was my quick one so that I could demo it. So it's intended to be a demo one. It's not actually one that I use. And because I wanted to fan it out nicely, I pulled the thing out because then I could stick it on the wall. But it did have the pin in it, and the pin has disappeared. So we have a rogue pin somewhere, and that's annoying now because now it's not holding together properly. So I wanted to make a pretty fan, kind of like making your own color wheel, but of the supplies. Anyway, that's I'm getting distracted. Let's have a look at the pad. All right. Okay, so this is huge. I mean, one really cool thing about this is I do not have, I don't know if you guys can hear that truck, probably not. I don't have marker paper this big, so that's cool. That's massive. That's A3, and that gives us something to test our markers on. This does, for me, feel the same as the other one I have. Let me see if I've got that here. Yes, I do. It's the same branding, so I think it's the same. Look at all that. Yep.
Looks pretty similar.
Yeah, I'd say we can pretty safely say it's the same product. So this is what I've just done some other drawings. I've just kind of used this as a general book. Not really done any art in it. I've more done other random stuff. And then I tested some different markers on here with our marker testing.
That looks like the flickability, is it?
Yeah, that'd be the flickability test, that one. And then here I have the comparison of like the blending for like, this would have been Copic versus a hoo-hoo actually. Because a hoo-hoo do blend together pretty well, but they have a lot of moisture, so they don't blend as well as like the Copic or the Olo. But they're still pretty good. Okay, so might as well use this since it's here. Let's have a look at our new alcohol markers. Shane, these streams are more fun when you talk more.
I kind of felt like I needed to like back off the interrupting a bit. I was going a bit much, so I sort of...
Ooh, this is cute. Let's throw my boxes here. Sorry, Moscow.
You didn't just throw that on the cat, did you?
No, he's here. He's here. It's there. But I do need to remember that he's here because otherwise he is going to do something on him. This is a really cute little container. This is, I don't know, Shane, can you reach the container that's there that is the old Ohuhu? This is like a massive upgrade in there. This is almost like a leathery, like a, well, it's not actual leather. Well, I assume it's not leather. That would be overkill. Like a fake leather. Faux leather. Vegan leather. You don't need the big one. he's got like full on, or is that not a hoo-hoo? Oh, my little hoo-hoo one's up there. I don't think you're going to be able to get to that. The things, he's going to bring me the big set. That'll do. Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. So this is big, but this is the old case, right? This is all of my Ohuhus that aren't in the display. The display has all the pretty rainbow ones, and then this is all the other colours. So it's actually a mix of a few different sets, just to be ultra confusing. But check out the difference here. This is like premium. Can you give us, that's like thick. I don't know if I can show you that on the camera in any way. This feels twice as thick as this, and it's like a really nice, almost plush feeling, like, it feels like it would actually protect your markers. It's just, yeah, I don't know how well you can see that on the cameras, but it's nice. The actual markers, let's do a comparison. Okay, now that this is getting messy really quickly already. Okay, now obviously these colors aren't the prettiest examples. That was a pretty one. So here's our old marker. Let's pull one out and see what our new markers look like. Are they any different? Okay. So they have the same overall shape. You're going to try and get me a closer shot for this, Shane. They've adjusted the actual design on the side to be a bit clearer as to what they are. I'm going to try and get you a closer shot so you can see that a bit easier. There we go. All right, so they've updated the branding, which is quite pretty. The other thing I've noticed is it says broad on the old one, but this says chisel, which is probably a bit clearer of a definition. But the brush has been changed to supreme brush. So I wonder if they're actually different. Let's have a look at this chisel. I think the chisel's the same. I don't think it's changed. No, the chisel's the same. Okay. The chisel's fine. There's no reason that they needed to change that. So that feels the same. What about the brush? I actually really like their brush, so I hope they haven't changed that. Let's have a look. Oh no. Oh no, they've changed the brush. Oh no, they've gone to the Copic style brush, which I guess, okay, there are pros and cons. There are pros and cons. But, okay, can I give you, actually, I think you need the side for this, Shane. I need to show you on the side. Okay, so this is the old brush. See, even when I bend it, you're bending the tip only, okay? Putting a bit of pressure on that, probably not great for my marker. This, let me get you to spot this in focus. About here, Shane? If I push this, watch what happens. See the end? See how it comes up? You know who I need to get on the phone? Shane, can you try making a call?
What, to get Jazza on the phone?
I need to have words with him about this. He's going to be so mad that they changed the brush.
I think after the Crayola video that's coming up, we might have to do a hoo-hoo video.
No. Like, okay, let's not totally panic yet. The positives of this brush is your flickability just got a lot better, right? And this makes it more like an Olo and a Copic marker. And they definitely have their positives, right? So let me find you a more similar color so I can show you the difference here. Is that, I mean, mine are getting a bit dry, so it's a little bit hard to judge. I'll grab one from behind me. Is this better? I'm trying to find a similar blue. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's actually probably the same blue. No, not quite. Oh, hang on. No, this is the same blue. Okay, so one thing they have done is they've changed the names. Not the names. They've changed the numbering system. So I don't know if you can see that on the top or if I need to do a side camera shot for you. Let me try the side. So we've got Tahitian blue. They've changed. So oh, hang on, which one's the old one? It used to be B070 and now it's B09, but they're both the same blue. They've also changed the actual writing, the font. It's a bit bigger, but I don't think it's easier to read. I actually think the old one is easier to read because of the font they've chosen. Now that's going to be really hard for you to judge on the camera. Let me see if you can you see what I mean? Where I'm trying to get you the spot that's the most focused. I might need you, Shane, to come over and actually like give me a zoom or something so that you can see what I mean. And it's interesting to see how it shows up on the camera versus me holding it. Because on the camera right now, that left one looks easier. That's the new one. But in person, I actually think, yeah, that's interesting. So on the camera, I feel like the left one's easier to read. I'm curious what you think. In person, I would say, well, actually, I'm not sure. The left one's a bit easier to read at a distance, but the letters are also not as clear. Oh, okay. Now I'm.
I think we need to panic.
I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that new left one is easier to read, easier to pass quickly? But then I feel like it'll come off quicker too, though. Like the letters, the font they've chosen for me feels like not a great font. It's almost like I'm gonna draw what I'm seeing. So like the A, rather than just being like this, is like this, but it's like thicker here, but then randomly like thicker here and like thicker here. And so it's like thick and thin. And the H is like this, but then it's like thicker here for some reason. And so it's just kind of, it feels like it's like broken. And the T is like weirdly, it's like thicker in all the joins.
We have a few opinions in the comments.
The T's like this instead of just this. Whereas this one's more evenly bold. Can you see? Yeah. So what you're seeing there on the screen is kind of representing a bigger version of what I'm seeing there, where the letters, they're weighted strangely. Now I'm going to put the wrong lid on the wrong one, aren't I? No. Okay. And then, okay, the brush. I wanted to show you that. So the old one is really good for like big solid chunks of color, but the flickability isn't great. Actually, the new one has probably improved the flickability, which means the blending between colors would be better. Okay, so there are pros and cons here. So old, new. I'm trying to be pretty quick with this just so that you can actually see the difference. So the old one, when you do like a big line versus the new one, a big line, this one tapers off quicker, which is a good thing. So blending two colors together should actually be easier on the new one. Whereas coloring big blocks of color, the problem here is that the old one, you can use the tip quite well, right? To get into the details, push, and you have control over the tip. The problem with the new one is that because the tip goes up, you actually see that? You're not getting an accurate, like you have to press a lot lighter to get the accurate tip. As soon as you put the weight down, you lose control over the end. Now, this is something that, depending on the use of what you do, depends on the type you prefer. And until now, Ohuhu have had the best sort of strong tip, and Copic and Olo have had this other tip that Ohuhu are now changing to. The good thing there was that you had a choice. By changing brand, you could use like Ohuhu for coloring big areas, like your bold and easy coloring, stuff like that. But then if you really wanted to do like realism, you could use your Olo or your Copic. So Ohuhu have opened themselves up to the realism market, and like Kat, my friend, will be very excited about this change because this works better for her kind of art. However, I would say surely 70% of people that use alcohol markers are not looking for that. They're actually looking for easy coloring, which probably is a bit more what Ohuhu were already doing well. So the questions I have, one, how do you feel about it? Do you like the change? Do you not? I'm on the fence. I see the pros and cons. I actually liked that Ohuhu weren't the same as the Copic brush because I can buy Copic and Olo now Ohuhu have literally become an affordable Copic dupe instead of being something different. Is that good? Is that bad? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I do actually want to see if we can, if Jazz will answer the phone.
Kind of like a Copic Lite.
Copic Lite. Can I try calling him? He might not answer. He's very busy, but you should try. See if you can get onto him, and we'll see. See if he answers the phone, and then we can bring him in if because this is a big change. It's a very significant change to the core function of a product when this product is like hardly keeping in stock that it's so popular. That's a really risky change. And I know risky changes because we're in the process of maybe doing something similar ourselves and taking risks, but also really taking on the feedback. So, I mean, the problem is you need to let him know that we're on the...
Don't put him on speaker. This is like an emergency.
Emergency call. Emergency call. Hey, Jazza. I'm actually on live stream, and if you have time, I'd love to chat with you because the Ohuhu have done us all a dirty and changed the nibs, and you and I have talked about this, and I'd love to talk to you about it. So give me a call back if you're free to chat with me and my viewers. Otherwise, we'll talk soon. See ya. All right, you can take that if you... Oh, don't show that number on the... You can take that. If he calls back, let me know. In the meantime, what's next? We need to put this aside. We've got some emotions to process. We're going to come back to this. We're going to see what else.
Some trucks to listen to.
I don't know. Tell me, just now, did you hear a giant truck pass us? Or is it just me that's distracted by the trucks? By the trucks. Someone has pointed out, and I think this is a good point that we need to know. It's the professional artist line not changing the OGs. Okay. If that's true, that's actually great because it provides us with more options. I mean, they are advertising it as the Honolulu Plus, which would suggest that it's a premium thing. I was under the impression it was replacing, so I might be wrong. If this is an additional product, then this is genius. So I may have prematurely panicked. Thank you, chat, for keeping me off the edge. I still want to see what Jazz's perspective is, because that's interesting. So we'll come back to that. We'll play with them a little bit more after. I've got more things to unbox. Move the knife away though, because that's a bad idea. Just have there. Put this one back in here so we don't get our new markers mixed up with our old markers. Not old, different. All right. So let's have a look. I'm curious if the markers from his Kickstarter are the new tips or the old tips. That's a good question because he is doing a Kickstarter with them at the moment. All right. Next brand. We may as well go to Artex because Artex, these are no alcohol markers that are coming up next. Artex have sent me, and again, one of these I bought. I don't know which one I bought. So these are different paint markers, which is perfect. And the reason I haven't jumped into them yet is because I have planned a paint marker comparison coming up. It actually works out perfect that they've sent me various paint markers. My question is, what is the difference between all these paint markers? This is more confusing than a Ohuhu. Let's have a look. So we have, are these the same? First question is these the same as these? Because I've got some different things happening here. Is this the same set as this set? Just, I think so. Waterproof and brush tip, 36 saturated colors, 48 saturated colors, and these are both marked as sim tap. So I'm going to guess that these are the same marker, just two different sets. Maybe this is the one that I bought, because why would that lid's come? That's not a good sign if we have a loose lid, right? That wasn't their fault. I'm pretty sure that we have opened these at some point. I think this might have been the set that I bought, because why would they send me two of the same? I don't know.
Alex asked in the chat if the marker pad bled through.
Oh, good question. Well, I mean, I didn't do much. I only did one layer. But yes. So this is not their special bleed-proof paper that they've been talking about. This is normal marker paper. In saying that, I think the bleed-proof paper, from what I understand, isn't as much marker paper as it's like a thicker, almost mixed media paper. Probably more like the Swatchdex paper. But I haven't tried it myself, so I don't really know. So we have 3 different types of Artex paint markers, just to really keep things simple. We have the Sim Tap acrylic marker. Okay, that one needs loading, but that's a brush tip. Okay, and then we have these ones, which are also a brush tip. I have to say, I am loving the new trend of brush tip paint markers. It's cool. And then we've got this one, which is so I don't really understand why they have 3 different acrylic markers, all relatively new. And I don't know what the difference is supposed to be between them because they're all brush markers. So that's interesting. This one says high adhesion. This one says strong coverage. Those feel like 2 different ways to say the same thing. This one, strong coverage and bright. So they're all kind of offering the same result, it seems. The question is, which one is doing what? So these are our 3 options. I should probably grab a blue for better comparison. Let's see what we've got. Blue. 3 different types of paint marker, all from Artex. So this one is not preloaded. These 2 are. So there's your first difference. Assuming that I didn't load these. Let me check another colour. No, I think they're preloaded. Okay, I'm going to say yes, they're preloaded because I wouldn't have loaded the brown. And that is loaded. Okay, so these 2 come preloaded. This one, that's nice and thick. That's pretty good, right? And you can do a bit of a flick with it. I don't know about the quality of that tip. It feels like that's not going to last that long, but we'll see. We have this one. I mean, I'm not really seeing the difference, to be honest. Unless one of these, unless I haven't opened this stuff for so long that they've actually completely changed the product in the time that I've come to this. That would be a bit sad from my behalf, but you can, I'm assuming, you can kind of blend these together even though they're paint. I feel like if you had like a dry brush, you could actually blend between those 2 pretty well. But I'm just trying to work out what is there a difference between that and that? I feel like that lighter one is got a bit more paint in it maybe.
Apparently with the Sim Tap, you have to press the button at the top, according to Sarah.
Thank you. I was getting to that one next.
Other Sarah.
Sorry. Now, actually, you know what I haven't done? So I'm going to make an assumption that even though these are preloaded, they're still paint pens. So even though they don't say, this one does say shake actually, even though this works as is, the reality is the paint inside is not going to stay mixed. So you should always, and they're not very noisy, but they do have something in them, like a ball bearing. So even these need a bit of a shake. I assume. I mean, this one doesn't say to shake. Maybe that one definitely is a shake. So I wonder, I'm going to have to, I mean, I am going to be researching all these very thoroughly for the paint pen comparison, but I'm really curious as to why they're different. Did they try and do this without needing it to shake? Does it work? Does it not? Does it work over a long time? And then while we're doing that, let's also shake this with the lid on. Jason's asking how many colours are in the box. The problem is I don't know if I have the biggest boxes, so I can't really answer that. But I have here a set of the 48 Sim Tap, 36 Sim Tap, and then I have 30 of that one and 36 of this other one. All right. So we need to pump this with, oh yep, so when you're pushing that, you can, well, that pumped really quickly. That was one push.
Keep pushing.
You want me to overload it and make a mess, I know.
I read it needs at least 10
It's
pushes.
not it's not like a normal pump pen where it's like a click push. It's almost like you push in and it's kind of stuck. So maybe like it slowly comes out over time. I don't know. Like I can't seem to push that in further. And that's loaded a lot of paint in that pen. It still needs to sort of distribute properly, but it's definitely got a good start.
Planner Girl Hoarder says you don't need to shake the sim tap. You push the button at the top and it releases.
It does say shake well before use on the side. Most paint pens, even if they don't say to shake, you should still shake because you're mixing the paint. That's one of the reasons. I'll let this just sit for a sec to try and get in there. Where's my... So one of the ones that I love... Hang on. One of the reasons that I like the Artistry is because they're clear. That's not a good example. Where's one that's a bit easier to tell? So see this? So even if you're not buying the Artistro, this is worth just considering. Most paint pens are going to look like this on the inside, right? That paint is not mixed. And so for me, buying these gave me a really good indication of how little I'm shaking all my other paint pans, because watch how long it takes. Let's give that a quick, okay, that's what most people do, right? Just that, done. Look at that. It's still not fully, like it's mixed like pretty good, but there's still a ton of unmixed paint at the start there.
While you're mixing, Cajun Hawk has popped in to say hi. Actually, on their way to bed for work tomorrow, and hope everyone is well. One of our members.
All right. See, even that, I've given that more of a shake. It's like mixed all here, but that bit near the start is still not mixed. Now, I don't know if this is an inferior product and therefore that's why it's not mixing, or whether this is actually true of all paint markers. We just can't see it because it's blocked. So I kind of wish they all made them clear, to be honest. I think it looks cool when it's not mixed, but then you can actually actively see how mixed that is quite easily, which explains, like at the moment that's watery because that bit in the end isn't mixed. So you kind of then need to run it for a bit. So I think that's a helpful thing to just have.
Have a comment here from Nisa asking the ones you don't have to shake if they contain a something or something else that I can't pronounce.
A dispersant or a humectant? I don't know. That's a good question. Can you go back to the side? They're wanting to say mixed. There's now, see how it's all basically the same colour? There's still a bit at the front that's not, but you get the idea there. I'm trying to give you a focus. There you go. Very different to what it was before. Let me show you an unmixed one compared to a mixed one so you can actually see the difference. There we go. So the unmixed, you've got like, that's the colour it's going to end up, but then you've got all this. And then this one is fully mixed. So quite different. So I'm under the assumption that most paint pens have a level of that, even if we can't see it. It's quite possible that if there's less water in them, that they're not going to be like that as much. And maybe like one like this, whatever a dispersant and a humectant is, we're going to have to look that up because I don't know what you're talking about. But that's a good point of like, if you don't have to shake them, what's the reason? Maybe that's part of my testing should be how much you have to shake them before they like, I don't know how I'd measure that, but this still hasn't like fully filled. It's just not evenly distributed. That's okay. But I mean, it's a nice, the paint is nice. That feels more even, and maybe that's the mixing compared to this one I like the least. This one and this one don't feel that different. I mean, like I don't really see a difference, but I've only also just done a really basic swatch. So this will be one of those things that I have to explore a bit further. Maybe that's something we can do today, is actually like draw something with the paint markers and see what different results we get. So I've also only tried it on marker paper. So trying out some different paper, we might get different results too. So that's interesting. What else do I have here? What do we got here with the comments? So I'm trying to catch up on your comment. You know what? I'm going to let Shane just tell me if there's comments that we need to add because I cannot keep up. I am seeing some really nice compliments. Thank you. I am seeing the comments and I do come back at the end of the videos and read all the comments. So I appreciate the compliments. It also takes up the whole stream if I stop and reply to every single one of those. But if you have questions, please let me know and we'll keep moving on and have a look at what else we got here. So we have, what's next? Life of Colour. There's a lot here. I believe more paint pens too. So Life of Colour, I have this, but I also have this. This is giant board intended for dot painting, which I've never done before. So that could be cool. That's a mandala. You can actually see the pattern pretty cool there.
Do acrylic markers work well on any paper?
They should. If they're good markers, they should. Because they're a paint, so they can basically go on anything. This could be fun to try. I never tried it before. So that could be a fun project if we want in our stream today. But let's see what else they've sent. We've got paint pens that are metallic. And these are brush tip as well. See, everyone's bringing out these brush tip markers at the moment. So that's cool. Then we have classic paint pens. So these ones are a bit more of a traditional paint pen. We have metallic dot paint pens. I'm guessing that's what we would use on the dot thing if we want to do that. Oh, we have more brush tip paint pens. Let's have a look at them in a moment. Again, we have brush tip paint pens as well. And we have, what are these? Acrylic markers, some more acrylic pens. So again, there are lots of varieties of acrylic. Acrylic pen is just another word, not another word. It's a paint pen. All paint pens that I've come across are acrylic paint. So acrylic markers versus paint pens, same thing. And then we have, which is I'm actually pretty excited about, a special colouring art bag. Now I know that they gave me the paint pens to decorate this. But I think when I get to this, and we can do it today if you all think we should, or we can save it for another day, I think I actually want to hit this with my, what are they called? The Derwent Inktense. I've got the Derwent Inktense, and I've heard that they work on fabric, and I've never tried it, and I kind of want to try it to see how they work, because apparently they can pencils, watercolor, permanent watercolor. Apparently that works on fabric.
Well, they should, because you've got a hat that I'm looking at that was done with Inktense.
Where's that? Oh, it's over there. I was like, what are you looking at? Yeah, so Inktense on fabric. We have a previous example from the amazing Aussie crafter. He sent me a very Aussie gift of an Akubra where she has beautifully decorated the side with Derwent Inktense. Now, I haven't worn this outside to know for sure. I haven't been brave enough to put it through the trauma of Australian weather, but it's come out beautifully. And I do think that, I looked at it almost to me looks like a coloured tattoo, the detail of it and the way she's approached that. So I want to see, should keep this on. This is going to distract me though.
It's very Australian.
Very Aussie.
Akubras are pretty Aussie. So
very
that's very
Aussie.
fitting.
It's a pretty amazing hat that she's made. So, quite the fan. Wait, I've got to model it the right way.
We have a few of our awesome members who think you should do the bag with the Inktense.
The bag with the Inktense? Like Inktense? Okay. Let's come back to that. That might be a project for today. Before I get into that, we will check these, but I will show you the last few things that I've got because these are much quicker, which can help us with the decision on what we're doing today. So I've also been given some different colouring books. Now, this first one was sent to me recently. Now, this is a prototype, so I don't know if the final book looks different to this, but the reason that this one is especially cool is because they are lay flat panoramas. So beautiful big scenes and really thick paper. And I have not seen any other bold and easy style colouring book that has gone this direction. I love this. I think this is really cool.
Apparently you are owning the look of the Akubra.
Oh, thank you.
So there you go. The Akubra and the scarf, I think, work well together.
There you go. Really bringing out my Aussie. yeah, so this is a lay flat colouring book. Now, I don't know how much of this is in the final one. I actually don't even know if it's for sale yet, so you'll have to look it up. But I think that's a really cool concept, and I'm really excited that they gave it to us. So that's something we could potentially colour today as well, if you're interested.
It's not the only prototype in the studio.
Oh,
just
shush.
saying.
You're telling me off for giving away things, and here you are, like... I've already seen one commenter who's singing something. All right, so then I've got this one, which is fashion paper dolls. Now, I've heard that this is a hand-drawn one for the person who made it. I was talking to her on Instagram. Her, him. Oh, actually, I don't know if it was a her. I just assumed. Don't assume. So this one is fashion paper dolls. So this is actually intended to be cut out. So you've got all of the outfits. Who did this? Like, this is such a 90s toy, right? Who did this in the 90s? I had one of these. I had a paper doll. And so at the back here, we have a stand for our paper doll. And where's the doll?
I remember.
Oh, she's on the back cover. Oh, sorry.
I remember it being a thing that like you could get like fridge magnet packs. With,
Yes.
like, different
No, that was
that's a different thing.
So the fridge magnet version was like the second version because the paper doll version was the first. It was the first version of this. I had one. Then there was the fashion plates, and that was a whole nother thing for our 90s people. I remember as a child, I was very angry because I got a set of fashion plates and one day discovered that my sister had borrowed them without permission and had used crayons on them. And crayons and fashion plates are not a good combination. Or actually, it was that she hadn't put the paper down, and so she got bits of crayon wedged into the fashion plates, and I didn't know how to get it off, and I was so mad, and I have never forgotten.
It sounds like you've also never forgiven.
Never forgiven. Every time I see the memes of people with their fashion plates, I'm like, yeah, my sister ruined mine. I don't even remember which sister it was. It's probably...
Blame them both.
I probably shouldn't even name them on the stream. I haven't asked the question. Probably my younger sister. So yeah, this has got some really cool outfits, so that could be fun. I don't know if I want to do that today, to be completely honest, but it is kind of cool just as a concept, a bit nostalgic. And then I have, this is probably not something we'll colour today, but just wanted to show it for fun. My friend Emma sent me this colouring book. This is for kids. It's cute though, and so I wanted to show it because I actually, oh, that isn't supposed to be there. I actually really want to colour one of these, but like with mixed media or something. I think that could be really fun. I don't even have stuff out for that today because I assumed that you all wouldn't be that interested in colouring a kids colouring book with all of our wonderful options today. But I want to try and really do something nice here at some point for Emma because
she's really cool.
Fun. She's a really cool person as well. She does wonderful things. So very popular with kids here in Australia. So then the other option I was thinking, so final choice, and then maybe we can put up a poll for something to do today. I have a page in here that I have started with the Vibrant Wilds, and I've just been doing this on my own time, but I thought it could be cool to finish in a stream together. So Shane, can you give us a preview of my page here? I was actually thinking, so this is the octopus page. Now, I have taken so long to do this that I don't even remember what I used to start, to be completely honest. But this is definitely some kind of watercolor. I don't think it was the Neo colors. I think it was either the Inktense or just watercolor. Actually, you know what? I think it was just watercolor pencils, but I don't fully remember. I do know that this was my first attempt at an underpainting before we did it recently in that Little Red Riding Hood page, where I did all of the underpainting in just like teals and blues. And then I've come back and tried to then add more colors. And I believe, what have I used on top? Some of it's pencil, but I don't think all of it is. I think some of the lighter colors are not just pencil, but I might be wrong. I really should have paid attention to what I used. I think they might have even been crayons. Whether they are watercolor crayons or normal crayons, I don't know.
That's a really cool colouring book. Whose is it?
Thank you, Shane. This is Vibrant Wilds. This is my colouring book. So anyway, they're my thoughts. So the reason that the ocean thing works is because we've just opened up a lot of acrylic paints, and I'm going to need acrylic paints for the octopus because there's no way I can layer more stuff underneath with what I've got. So that was my thought on that. I don't really know the direction I'm going, but we have the option of, so here's our poll options. We've got Vibrant Wilds, which would be with paint pens, or we've got dot painting, or we've got the colouring bag, which I would use the dough and Inktense on, or the bold and easy. Can we do 4 options?
You can do 4. So I've got
4.
Vibrant Wilds, Bold and Easy, colouring bag, or the dot painting.
Yep, lock it in. Get your votes in. I think that will be quite fun. Caitlin is being very, very sneaky. I think she knows more than she's letting on. Someone else has pointed out, sorry, Jenny suggested it might have been watercolour marker. You're right, but I don't think it was.
If Caitlin says something she shouldn't, can we kick people out of the membership?
Well, so here's okay, I'll make you this promise. We haven't actually told our members everything yet. Okay? We haven't told our members. What I've done so far is I've given our email newsletter a bit of information of what's coming up. Let's just say what's happening with the Colour Cube. The email newsletter, a little bit of information coming out every week there. So if you're not on the email newsletter, here's my big indication saying join the email newsletter, because they're kind of the first to know a lot of the stuff that's happening right now. We may have been spreading some hints on other socials, such as community posts and just pictures, just putting out in the world. And yeah, we may just be dropping hints from time to time. But we have a member stream coming up in another few hours as a bit of an extension to this stream. And I've been dying to spill my secrets for a year. And I think it's time the members get a little bit of a bonus look at what I've been working on and what's happening with the Colour Cube. So if you're one of our members who's joining that stream later, or if you aren't on the stream later, definitely mark it down for a replay, because there will be some more information than we've given out anywhere else so far. Just letting you know now. But how is our poll going? I've got no, don't want to end the poll. How do I see the results? Okay, so it's a pretty heavy, strong thing for Vibrant Wilds right now, with the colouring bag coming out second. Actually, all the others are pretty even. So we've got 81 votes. Let's leave it a little bit longer, but I don't see how that's going to change. So maybe what I can do... Is there any other questions or anything we can answer, Shane, while we get those votes in? Otherwise, what I might do is clear some space on my now overflowing desk.
According to Caitlin, I'm rude, which I don't know why she'd say that. That's disappointing. Nisa, one of our members, has said that you need to design a pencil brand and name it Moscow.
So I've had a lot of suspicions from people lately because of some of the posts we're putting out. People are asking, am I bringing out my own range? Let me just set the record straight on that one. I have no intentions of ever bringing out my own pencils or my own markers. Now, not saying never, because I don't know what will change.
No intention gives you a little bit of wiggle room.
I have no intentions. The reason being, if I were to bring out a set of pencils, people know how picky I am with pencils. And so they would expect that my pencils would be the top of my own list. That means I have to produce something equivalent of the Caran d'Ache Luminance. But I also know people want affordable products. And so I have to produce a Luminance at the price of a Prismacolor even. And then we'd have to look at distributing it on Amazon and stuff. And Amazon, once you put something on Amazon, not only does Amazon take a chunk of everything, you also get a lot more people copycatting. And I know that people return pencils a lot because they just don't like them. And when they get returned, Amazon doesn't pay for that. The person who makes the pencils pays for that. That's why even if I don't like the products that I'm reviewing, I don't return them to Amazon unless they are actually broken or faulty. because I know that whoever has made these products and sells them, even if I don't think they're amazing, it's not fair that they have to pay for that. So as a result of this, I don't want to ever make them. I am happy instead to be the curator, to be the person who's like, here's what you should buy, here's what you shouldn't. I also know as soon as I bring out my own set of pencils, every other pencil that I'm using, I feel like I have to compare to my own. And I feel like it puts me in a bit of a difficult position in giving you like really good recommendations for stuff if I have a competing product. Now, I would like to think that I could still do that and I could do that honestly. But from an outsider perspective, people that don't know me that well or are coming to their first video, they're not going to know me and know that I can do that. They're just going to assume that I'm shilling my own product no matter what. So it's...
I also wouldn't want to make Karen Dash feel bad that they just create such an inferior product to what we would.
Of course, that's the real reason.
Can I tell you something else?
Yeah. We have a new member!
We have two.
That's fun. Oh, a few new members. Who has joined our membership today? I can't see the chat because the poll is taking up my entire view.
Oh, sorry. 3 Flamingos and Co. has become a bronze member and Emmy has become a gold member.
Woohoo! Welcome to our membership.
Thank you.
I'm going to just quickly make a bit more space because I'm almost clear. And then I think... Hi, Moscow. You're awake. Did I wake you up? Sorry. Then we have our options here. You know what? While I think we're pretty certain going with Vibrant Wilds at this point. It's a pretty clear thing. I do want to make sure that I'm still got my options. So I might leave this giant pad here so that I can use it to just test out the markers and whatever, because I've already made a mess of it. What I do need to do is have a look at these Life of Colour markers. See if I want to include any of them in my thing or whether I've got enough with the Artex and the... No, just Artex. 4 different varieties of Artex. How do I open this? Is it taped? Is it just... I don't know how it's supposed... No, there's hinge that side. Aha! Clips. That's a cute little case. All right. Let's see. These are... Oh, they're a bit hard to get out. Okay. Okay, so these look like a pre-pumped, but a bit more of a traditional bullet, which is interesting. Let's give them a shake. And then let's open another as well. Let's just open them all. Maybe not all of them. I think maybe these are brush tip. I think they're the same. They're just different colors, I'm going to assume. We've got the dot paint pens. We'll try. And we've got the classic paint pens, which look like they should be fairly easy to open. Let's just try one of each. See what we've got. I don't think I'll use the metallics, but let's just have a look at them. Metallics here.
I haven't seen very many Moscow emojis in the chat yet.
Careful of that.
Just saying.
They're probably letting Moscow have his beauty sleep. His gentleman beauty sleep. All right, so we have the metal. Ooh, that's you can't really see how metallic that is. That's a very unique metallic color. Can you see that? That's kind of cool. Interesting, interesting. And then we have our traditional, so this one needs a good pump. Let's do that while we have a look at something else. I can multitask. Apparently not, because I've just stopped. Okay, so this one doesn't need pumping. That's confusing. So that one is just ready to go. Paint. That feels a bit thinner. You know what? I should try these on black. That will tell me which ones will actually work on different surfaces. Black paint pen test. Let's see if I can do one hand pumping and one hand getting the black. Watcha! Multitasking. Now, can I rip it out? Oh, I didn't notice one. Okay, this is a bad idea. Poor Natalie is probably watching me going, oh no, I just cleaned up that office.
Multitasking failed.
Aw. Alright, so that's not bad. That's nice and bright. Nice to use. Traditional paint pen style.
Caitlin has said that Moscow's sleeping. He works hard. Let him have his 11th nap of the day.
Yes, absolutely. He's awake. He's looking at me, but he's still quite happy to sit. All right, so the green. This one to me, it might just need a lot more shake. The only thing I don't like about this is because it's not like a pump thing, it means that all the paint that's already out here is just not mixed. And you can see that with those two strokes already, that it's like dark and light. It's not even. You can see that here. So don't love that option. I mean, it also feels a bit more almost kid friendly, can I say? Maybe. Like it's a soft bullet. I don't think that's going to work for what I'm wanting to do today because I need something that will really sit on top. So I probably won't use them today. Where's that one? Whoa, that works really well on the black. Look at that. That's a nice... Check out that for shiny. And it's nice that it's a brush. So I like that one. That's the brush tip paint pen metallics. The dots, I'm curious. Let's have a look. Once you dot, you can't stop. Now, I'm curious mostly, are these like a 3D dot or are they just mess-free dot pens? Do I shake it? I don't know. Well, it looks like it's kind of ready to go. Okay, so it's just like a paint pen, but a dot. That's actually kind of cool. That could be a cool way to add just some, oh, and a little dot. So you could still draw with them, but they're made for dots. And look how bright those dots are. That's cool. That could actually be even fun in here, just in like some of these areas. Just to kind of add a bit of sparkle. Maybe I'll just do that because I've got it open. So sparkle in some different areas. It's probably the most sparkly that I'll ever do anything is just some occasional little things.
Are you able to stop or not stop?
I mean, it's actually kind of right. I kind of don't want to stop. One sec. It speaks the truth. That's kind of fun. That would be quite... And that's the one that you would use on that big, giant mandala that we had. So, but that could also just be... I mean, you could technically do that with most paint markers, except that the design of it seems to pull the ink a bit better so that you really get a good... Like, that's a really nice circle. As opposed to a normal paint pen, it's not going to be... Or maybe it is. I don't know. No, I do think that their dots are a little bit just like almost... It almost like pulls in the middle a bit more. So it is a bit slightly 3D, which means you get a stronger colour overall. Okay, these ones.
Dorothy, one of our members, says that she's just joined and feels left out.
Oh, you catch up, it's okay.
I feel like we're moving pretty quickly today, but then...
Are we? Because we also have an hour in and we haven't started
any
colouring anything. So it depends on which way you see it. The unboxing we're almost done, but colouring is just beginning.
Like a 2-hour intro.
Yeah, basically. All right, so these... Oh, hang on. That maybe needs a really good shake. Ah, that is not supposed to do that, which is a bit embarrassing when the company sends you a product and it doesn't work how expected. Okay, so these, to me, look very similar to these, which tells me there's a similar inspiration, maybe similar production, I don't know. This is the Artex one. And that was the one I liked the least out of the Artex, remember? This one's a bit dry. I don't think it's supposed to be dry like that. Let me try a different one. You could probably wet it. You kind of want it to be ready. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. I don't think I mean, we'll see for sure when we do a big marker comparison soon. At this stage, it's probably going to be more like a January video. I don't think they're the best out of the different brush markers we've tried. I also don't actually have the prices in front of me to know what's good pricing. So there are multiple factors with stuff like this. All right. So we have our sim tap. I think for this project, I'm going to mostly use these two. I do have this other, no, that's the Life of Color one. Where's the other? I had it literally just then. So these were the three that I wasn't sure between. That one for me feels better if you're wanting light layers that maybe you could blur into the background because it is a little bit drier. Make a huge mess of your fingers, obviously. Whereas these ones feel like they put a bit more paint out. But then this one already, look at how that's breaking up. Can you see that? Do I need to move my camera? You might need to do like a second layer. Oops, sorry, you did have that. Because the first layer, watch that absorb. Whereas this one didn't absorb. It's not to the same level. And then the sim tap, oh, they will eventually do it. But no, the sim tap seems to be keeping its even coat a bit more. Even though it hadn't fully, see, my gut tells me I really like this one. Without doing more tests, I feel like this is the one I want to use today. The, what was this one? This was was it the green ones? Yes. This is the set that has kind of got my attention more so. The sim tap's nice, so maybe if I need more colors, I'll hit that up. I don't know what that lid's from. Is that? Oh. Is that simple? Okay, yeah, that's what the lid was from. It was just... comes off really easily though. Don't love that. All right, so we've got that as our backup. Our main thing is we've got this set, which does have more. So we've got some options. And I need to work out what colors I want for the rest of this. So I do have a bit of a palette here that I'd started from. Where is it gone? Is this the one? No, that's not the right one. This one. Okay. So I've got a palette that I kind of started from, although I did already expand a little bit beyond it. I almost added like a little bit of this into it at the end of like going into more of a green in here, right? But this is kind of what I started from mostly. And I did at some point over here go further into reds and oranges, and I decided I didn't like it. So I kind of want to just hide them back into the rest a bit more, which means staying a bit more true to this range overall with a touch of that sort of lime green. When it comes to the actual octopus, I think because my background is more these colors, I think my octopus needs to lead up here. So I really am looking for some of your sort of pink, maybe heading a little bit into the peachy colors, but not quite getting to red. That's my gut on this at the moment. We'll just pull out. And my theory is that if I start with the pinks, I think once the acrylic totally dries, I actually can come back with some pencils afterwards if I want to do a bit more. So I haven't really got a clear plan and I can't even really picture what an octopus looks like. It'd probably help me to like Google what an octopus looks like to get the shading right and to work out where the light's coming from. The light's kind of just on everything else, just coming from above, which makes sense. So I might just do a quick Google search on my phone even, just to figure out what I want this to look like. So this is probably getting too orange, which I think goes really nice with the pink. However, it's probably stretching a bit too far from this. Like it would work, but I don't know if it's the direction I want to go. But then I kind of feel like an octopus needs to be, thank you, needs to be a little bit more red. So I'm a bit on the fence about that. That is just not the right color. And I might not be able to do much shading at the moment. I might have to come back with some pencils to do the shading. So this might be kind of just laying out the foundation of the color. So I feel like that light pink is really light, but I might need it to help. I might grab a brush as well, like an acrylic brush to help kind of blend the paint together, because I'm assuming that's a good approach. That purple doesn't feel right. Just trying to work out, and this is very orange. So maybe I'll keep the orange out, and if I do want to add some of that kind of color, I'll come back with pencils and bring it in that way. Let me just see if I've got some other pink. This actually does have a lot more colors, so I probably do need to come into this. It just means I need these prepped. Maybe Shane can do this for me. Let's see what else I got in this one.
Katrina, one of our members, has joined the chat, and Holly, a different kind of member, has joined the chat as well.
Hi, Katrina. Hi, Holly. Wait, which Holly?
Different type of member. Staff member.
Oh, because we have a member that's Holly as well. I was so confused by what you meant. You've been cryptic unnecessarily. Sorry. Shane, can you shake these pens for me for a bit? In the distance. Top camera so that nobody sees your face. Oh. Oh, Katrina, thank you for the super chat. That's really generous of you. Woo! Got lids coming off every... Okay, yeah, thank you, Shane. Okay, so I'm on a mission to find octopus. Octopus. Oh, actually the first picture is quite cool already, but it's very red. Okay. So right off the bat, I have found this really cool picture. And what I might do, I can't keep this on screen too long in case someone calls me. But I'm going to use this, but we're going to move it more to the pink, I think. But I'm going to try and use this for the lighting and everything because I think that is a workable amount, a workable reference. So I can use like the lighter color on the circles and then the darker sort of mid-range color on the rest. And then I'll come back and I might even try with my brush to blend some white highlights to sort of mimic this. And then with the shadows, I don't really have a good paint color for shadows. I wonder if like a brown's probably not right. No, that's not the right color at all. So I might even come back and do the shadows later with a pencil. I feel like that's a safer option than trying to... What's I do with the purple, actually? This purple might work. That purple wasn't going to work. This purple might work. Okay, we're gonna just give it a go. We're gonna have a go with these because these are more in line with our color palette. Thank you. And these are my backup colors. I'm gonna put my phone over here so that I can reference that. And then we'll get the, whoa, these lids, like no point in the lids if they're just gonna keep falling off. Okay, I'm gonna pump these. I don't understand the pumping of this. It's a bit. Let me give you a close up. Where's your camera? Yeah, watch that. It's just like in one hit. And it's like, do I hold it? Do I just, or is it just that's it now? Because the chamber's full. Let's just give them a moment. Daz, welcome to Gold. We have another new member. And all of our new members, silver and above, will be able to join me for an extended stream after this one where I am going to be spilling a few extra secrets.
I love pressing the new member and thank you buttons on here. They're so cool.
Ooh. All right, I just want to see what colours these are. Oh, I've dripped. Oh dear. This is messy. Did anyone see the drip? Okay, that's a nice pink. I like that one. That's really smooth too. I feel like once these... Oh no, I don't know which lid that was. Uh-oh. Because none of them match the actual colour. That's a nice pink. That's a different nice pink. The question is, do I mix pinks and kind of vary... I mean, that might make it a bit more interesting. And that's a lighter pink.
I don't think we can see where you're swatching.
That's okay. That lighter pink there. Okay. That's the lighter pink. And then this might be a darker pink or might just be a really... Oh, might be just a really bad idea. Actually, this dark pink might work for my shadows. Maybe, if I can get the pen to load properly without just dripping. So I think we're going to do, if I can just... I've lost a lid already, have I? No, they just really don't match. Oh dear, I've already mixed them up. That... Surely not. Surely that's... No, I've put the wrong lids on. Do they say on the side? Oh dear. New message for every brand. Don't put your only reference of your product name on the lid, because the lid can come off and the lids can get mixed up. And I don't know which lids were on which ones now because the lids don't match the colours anyway.
Do we need to, after the Crayola video, do the Ohuhu video and then the Artex video?
Just do it every brand in the world. You
just
need
turn
to
into
listen
an
up.
art drama channel.
Oh, no, that's not... No, I don't want that. Okay. That. They're good. They're a good 3 together, I think. What was the other one I was going to use? This one? Oh, that's a bit... Sorry, I'm just mixing. I was going to use these, but I think the SimTap are going to be better colours, actually.
3 Flamingos has upgraded their membership to gold, so I'm going to press the button anyway.
Woohoo! Okay. I'm going to use these 3 colours as various different tones of the middle colour. And then we've got my shadows in that one. And then we've got my light. I've got 2 options as well. Oh, that one's a bit yellow almost. But the other one's probably not the right pink to mix with these pinks. So we're going to go for this one. Sorry, that was really loud unnecessarily. And then I've got my really dark shadows with the purple. And I've got my light. Okay, I'm ready to go. We're finally an hour and 20 minutes into the stream. Gonna start colouring. Okay, so my plan here is just kind of cover it all and then we'll come back and work out where the shadows go. The covering I do want to mix between colours. What I'll do is get an acrylic paintbrush so that I can maybe blend the colours together. I think I'll have one in here. I also might need Shane a mixing water. Unless Natalie can help us with that, maybe. I do have an acrylic brush here. And I don't know where the mixing tub went of water. So we'll find that in a moment because this will be better not being completely dry. Okay. So I'm just gonna lay down a bunch of colour because I don't really know entirely what my plan is and I'm better off to just start than to spend any more time sitting here thinking. Okay, so I'm going to need a few layers of paint no matter what, unless I can shake these up a bit more. So my intention is to kind of just go in with all 3 of these different middle pinks, we'll call them. Thank you. Ah, perfect. Now they're watercolour brushes, so I don't need them, but thank you. Put this here. I might need a paper towel though. So my thought is, if we kind of just mix these up, it'll give it a bit of just accidental texture. Perfect. Thank you. Because then what I can do with these is hopefully blend them, probably not after they've dried. Okay, so that failed. Let's just get a few layers down and not panic yet, I think. If I do a section at a time and leave those defining lines, that way I don't accidentally forget where they are in the long run. I don't know if it's just the surface that I'm on, but I feel like these aren't as moist as I thought they were going to be.
Katrina has asked, what book is that in, or was it hand-drawn? I would say both.
This is from my book, Vibrant Wilds, which we can link to. Natalie can link to it for you if you're curious about it. All right, so I think the key here is going to be more layers of paint before I try and mix it. I'll be honest, this is probably not the right project for paint pens. I probably should just use paints. But we're in this now, so let's go for it. I want to see how far I can push the paint pens, even though like I'm already hitting limitations because I'm not really just doing highlights. I'm trying to actually paint a subject. Whereas for highlights and stuff, these would be great. Worst case, we'll just cover it up with like mixed media. Fearless creativity, we call this. Just go in and assume how bad can it be.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Moscow, are you snoring? Snoring cat. Yeah, I don't think it likes being on this surface that's already got so much happening. None of it's really working like I sort of anticipated. It's all coming out quite streaky instead of flowing like the beautiful brush tips that they are. Also, I know that like acrylic paint dries different colors to what it is, but these are very different colors to what they show up as. So it's making this really unpredictable. It might not have been the right call to use these for this project. All right, so what I'm gonna do, because I'm in this dilemma, is focus more on just this part so that hopefully you can watch me get through this process and we get through the messy middle, and then I can confidently do the rest of the octopus later because I need to be able to pull this off and have you see how we get there, assuming we do, rather than have you leave this video thinking that this all failed and you should never try anything, because that's not the lesson here. So I'm gonna persist and we're gonna make this work. This is also, I guess, for me, a bit of a hard lesson in trying to work out how to get the best out of paint markers, because I've never really used paint markers to just paint like this on a different surface. It just shows again how much paper is everything. Like, because I've layered this with watercolor and then pencils, it's probably mostly the pencils. The paint's just like, what are you doing? And in fact, I think I'm wrecking the tips of these brushes already. Better keep cleaning them as I go, I think. I mean, I would think that at least the second and third layers of paint should go down easier because it's paint on paint. But I'm not really sure. Like, it just feels like the markers are not expecting the paint. That's not what I was hoping for. We're making a bit of a mess. Do you think it would have helped to put some gesso down before the paint? Maybe I need to just get some actual paints out. Stop trying to do this with the paint markers. I'm just going to embrace the texture at this point.
Lioness has suggested not gesso, but another unbumpy medium might be helpful.
One thing I'm noticing about these is they keep on unscrewing, like over and over. It's not supposed to screw, but it keeps on coming undone. All right, I'm going to lean into the spots. Let's go for a spotty look because they tend to look spotty. See if that can... Texture is a really good cover-up for mistakes too. I'm feeling less confident about using the shadow colours with the paints. I think I'm leaning towards instead doing the rest with pencils. We'll see. We'll see. I did say colour with me, but maybe this is one of those videos you shouldn't colour with me. You should do something different. Colour with, do what I say, not what I do.
This is a cautionary tale.
Okay, I'm feeling better about the texture, doing these little like squiggles back and forth with the colours. I don't feel quite so bad about it already.
Caitlin's currently reorganising her Starjoy golds after finally finishing swatching them in a...
Swatch decks. Very cool. All right. I'm feeling okay about this now. The thing is, I won't be able to go with pencils until it has a little bit longer to dry. So I might see what else I can do with our other colours here. But we're okay. We're not at complete panic mode anymore, so that's always a good thing.
What's the difference between you panicking before and not panicking now?
It doesn't look like a total sham now. No, okay, so my biggest concern was when using the markers, they just weren't spreading right, but I've changed my technique. So, and that's it. When something's not working, try something different. So instead of trying to get smooth lines by streaks, which wasn't working, I've gone to this little circle technique of just dabbing, and that seems to be eliminating the issues, and it's a bit more forgiving. And because the octopus actually has this kind of spotty texture, I'll show you the picture. I'm like, oh, it's kind of leans into what you might see anyway, so it's okay. That's the difference. The question is, do I want to bring in my darker colors now? I could a little bit, I guess, with just some spots, right? Like, oh, that's going to be really hard to see until it dries though, looking at that. Just to help me define some of the areas so I don't get lost once it's all colored. Just bringing in some darker spots around the areas that I'm expecting to be darker later. I don't think that's getting darker, is it? This is where I'm not that familiar with acrylic in general, where it's like, yeah, is it light, is it dark? The colours change so much. Purple's pretty dark. It might be a step too far, or maybe I should just do it anyway, because no such thing as a step too far. So I'm kind of just almost dotting, but with the paint pen, so they're not perfect dots. Because it's not a dot pen, it's just a normal paint pen. Feeling alright about that. Doesn't look like anything in particular yet, but I do have a vision for it now. I can see it. I'm just trying to, with my dots, work out where I'll eventually put more shadows, because it's kind of giving me a little bit of a guide. Okay. I'm feeling okay about this. I do need to bring in my light colour, which I've lost. Yeah, because his suction caps have disappeared. I'll bring them back.
What do you call them? Are they actually called suction caps, or what's the name of the circles on their
I'm sure
tentacles?
they're not called suction caps. Oh, I don't remember where they were. Were they here? Was there any there? I forget. Definitely one there. That already looks kind of cool. I totally forgot to do the paint on this side though. So I need to come back and do some of that. he's looking all right. I can see the potential now. Nowhere near done on him. Him. I just assumed it was a him. Probably because I'm surrounded by boys in my house. All right. I think these paint pens are not giving me as much paint as I want, and that's making it a little bit difficult, but we're going to just keep working with it. Which one was my dark one? Was it this one? Yes. Make sure we leave that area defined as separate. What someone else said? They're called suckers.
That's actually kind of funny.
I really like this like light pink, but it's not staying that color. It's very quickly just changing, so. I wonder if traditional paint pens rather than brush paint pens would work better for like this kind of thing. This is, I guess, what the purpose of the paint pen comparison is. To put them to the test and stuff like this and see, like, is this just a thing that all paint pens will struggle with, or are there some that can handle it? Like, is it just my pencils ruining this, potentially? It's not letting me pump any more paint into it. You can tell I'm starting to concentrate more because I've gone quiet. Now, would they be darker underneath? I'm assuming so. Darker or lighter on their like under area? I don't know what's accurate. This one picture's frozen on my phone. No, it's kind of lighter underneath. Lighter kind of makes sense, I think. I mean, it probably depends on the octopus as well. This octopus here has, it has a lot, oh, okay. So its suckers are really light, but it's not light in between. But then, because you've got the more detail on the suckers there. I think I'm going to have to put a lot more detail into the suckers. But most of them, it actually looks like the color in between is pretty consistent with the rest of the color. It's not like a noticeable big difference. So we might do that. Such a fascinating animal. All right. So it almost appears lighter because it's got so much white around it as well. But the actual color isn't lighter, just to be confusing. But I do want a way to kind of potentially divide and define that area. So maybe I'll use my darker along the edge just to help with that change. From an artistic point of view, even if it's not necessarily more accurate.
Apparently, most sea creatures are lighter on the bottom, so they disappear in the sunlight when seen from below. That's interesting.
I won't go too crazy with all these other areas. I'm kind of just making sure this is dry enough that I can go with pencils without the pencils just stripping the paint back off. Because we don't have that much longer before we're going to be finishing up this stream. Because I need to stop and have some lunch soon. And then we'll come back with the members. So this is feeling pretty dry now. There's a slight risk that if I jump into it now, that I might accidentally scratch the paint off. But I also really want to just see that we're on the right track and sort of show you what my intention is. So I'm going to have a go anyway.
Can you test on like your swatch page?
I mean...
Or just go for it?
The problem is it's such a different surface. I think I'm just going to go for it. Worst case, if it does strip it, we'll just come back and put more paint on. But I'd like to see if we can do it before the stream is over. So I might as well just grab these pencils right behind me, which are Prismacolor. Let's see if we've got... I don't want to go into the reds. Oh, that's actually a nice purpley... What's this? PC93. I use this one all the time. This must be the second one because I know that's a familiar number. It's actually like a purpley kind of colour, which I think will work for what I'm going for. So what I'm thinking is just... I probably actually should have gone for a halfway colour. That's all right. Let's just get some shadows around. And then we'll come back and work out some lighter colours for the middle bits. This will help add texture as well.
Can you recap how you did the background?
So the background was some kind of wet medium that I can't remember. Probably watercolour pencils, I think. And I did like a big underwash undercoat of just like a blue with a bit of teal in it. There's potentially some like neo colours in there as well. I'm not really sure. And then on top of it, I've used coloured pencils to then define some of the different areas and kind of just picked a colour and then just blended back out to the underneath colour. Hopefully that makes sense and helps. So I'm kind of just making this up as I'm going along. Perfect ID tutorial. And even, again, just going to put some little bits in the middle to help with that texture that we've kind of started. I need to get some other coloured pencils though, because this one's quite strong on its own. So it can help with the shadows, but once I get sort of into some lighter areas, I'm going to need some lighter options. My thought is that I can kind of add more detail with this. What's this colour? That's very light. Is that going to be darker than what I've got? Maybe. We should sharpen that. No, that's not really working. Alright, what else we got? I don't have many pinks in my Prismacolors. At least not pinks that will... That's the same one I just had. This one might add, or it might just kind of be much the same, which is not a bad thing, because then we can kind of tone down some of the bigger textures that I built in. Not really feeling it yet. I need some highlights. That's what I need. Where was my original picture gone? I've lost it. All right, this is my reference. I reckon if I put in some highlights, this was going to help us a little bit. So, I mean, he's not entirely facing the same angle, but let's just kind of take some inspiration. I probably should not use white and actually use like a more of a pink. And just figure out some areas that we might add, blend it in a bit so it's not so obvious. I need to probably study the anatomy of an octopus more to really do a good job of this. So I need to embrace that it's not going to be like realistic. I mean, it is also kind of just based off a cartoon picture, so. Trying to work out, is the top of him light or dark? Because in here it's light, but like we're sort of saying, but I guess because there's light coming down, so that's why there's a big light area.
When you're using coloured pencils on paint pens, do you have to keep a super light touch, or is burnishing possible?
I wouldn't burnish unless your paint is really dry. Oh, this is unscrewing again. That is so risky. There is such a big... Oh, okay. No, it's at least contained. Oh, I was like, man, one of these is going to explode on me one day. That case unscrews so much when I'm using it. That's not great. See, I do think we'll kind of like on the bottom of him sort of blend to the colour a bit rather than having them distinct circles. But that's something I probably won't be doing right now as much as I'm sitting here doing it right now. I need to work out more, like, does he have like a shadow, like a highlight across here, stuff like that. I'm kind of just smudging it with my finger because then it dilutes the effect a little bit so it's not as intense. This is what I did on Ariel's tail in the Little Mermaid video that I did, and it kind of gave a bit of a scaly look because it was like imperfect dots. It's kind of the same thing I'm doing here of just like layering dots and then smudging them out and then layering more dots and smudging them out. It's actually a fun way to use the markers with texture. Maybe I should have done that more on the rest of this.
Katrina said she's just got the Caran Dash 50 Special Edition Neo Colour 2 and is excited to try that in your book.
Yeah, I love the Neo Colour 2s in this book. I've done that a few times. Where'd that purple go? I'm going to try this effect that I've just done, but with the purples. Don't know why I didn't think to try that earlier. Well, the purple's pretty strong, so it might not be the best choice. And my purple's unscrewing too. It's kind of helping the dots to be less dots and more just texture, I guess. I don't know overall if I need to like do more with the lighting on this because this is a really dark, moody scene and then this is like really bright. So I think I'm going to probably be sitting on this one a bit more and playing around with it a bit more. Is that the same? No, that's a different color. Like I don't think I'm going to be finishing this in the stream because I feel like there's too much to kind of think through and do. Which I know is always a bit disappointing if we don't get to finish something or at least see where it's headed. We'll have a bit more time this afternoon with members, but obviously that's not ideal for everyone else. So I'd like to just, I'll see if I can get you a little bit further before we sort of finish up. I'm just going to embrace the concept of circles at this point, lean into the texture. You can see already with this how much like layering the paint, doing some dots, and now just doing circles with my pencils is kind of like creating a texture without having gone to all the effort to sort of draw the texture. Then it's just a case of building up the different colors based on the shading, which is the part that I don't feel like I've done well yet. I feel like this technique is going to work. I just don't know about how dark we're going to get and if I've really figured out where I want the lighter areas to be properly. That's the part that I'm feeling a bit unsure about. But I do like the texture that this is kind of creating. And I can come back with paint again, with pencils again. Because the more you layer it, the more like individual circles and pencil lines are going to just sort of disappear. And the good thing is there's kind of no limit to how many times you can add paint and then just go back to pencils. So if I get bits wrong or if I want to adjust the colors or the light, like it's actually not too hard to do.
Apparently you're underselling yourself because you did draw the textures.
Fair. Fair. Okay, then what I'm teaching you is a scale text technique. Very planned ahead. I prepared this lesson earlier. This is an impromptu art lesson. We need to make a logo. Impromptu art lesson. Last fortnight it was shadows. Today it is accidental textures.
Today it's bluffing in art.
Yes. How to pretend like everything was planned when you're winging it. And how to be fearlessly creative and wing it when you actually don't know where it's going. Layers are our friend. Mixed media gives us the benefit of being able to layer, and therefore, no matter how bad it gets, there's always an out. Maybe that's my real secret.
That's a skill.
Yeah. Finding the out. So, okay, let me just stop here and let's have a close look at this. I don't know if we have a second camera shot. I do want to show you because I don't feel like I'm happy with the lighting on this yet. But what I am happy with is the approach and the technique that is creating this texture. So I do want you to have a closer look at this. And I am probably going to stop because I think for me, the key to getting this right to a point that I'm happy is actually going to be kind of like walking away and looking at it with fresh eyes. And that's very hard to do while we're sitting here looking at it. But I am happy with how I'm now approaching this and the effects that I'm getting from this. And maybe I can even get you a close-up on the top camera. Can I do that without, we're going to lose our focus for a sec. Let Shane come and get you a closer up so you can really see what we've done. I mean, I can kind of just do this, I guess. You just have to focus that second camera. Do you want to do that instead? So that you can really see the texture that we've sort of done here. Most of the last part of this that I've been doing has been just circle movements. You can literally see the circles. So not just like circular like we talk about coloring in general, but actually drawing many, many circles because they're kind of creating that scaly look. But it's a bit too prominent at the moment. So I kind of want to do that and then maybe even come back and smudge a bit of the paint back on top of it again and kind of go back and forth between the two. But I think for me to be really happy with this, I want to stop and even look at this with fresh eyes and work out exactly which parts, like my values aren't quite right. My dark and my light for me isn't quite where I think they should be. And so no matter how much I keep moving with the detail, I actually kind of need to stop and get those darks and lights right before I keep going. But I think once I do that, I really like this technique and I think this works really well. And I'm curious if anyone can see any other opportunities to use a technique like that to add texture. I do think it is kind of similar to what I used on Ariel's tail when I did a Little Mermaid thing, because it has a bit of a scaly look to it and you can kind of build in gradients even without kind of blending by scaling with the dots. So I do think there's actually like a really cool use for that. But I might stop there because I do need to take a break and come back to this. I'm going to use that break to take an actual break, have some lunch, do all those things. And I'm going to come back in, what did we say, an hour?
Yes, in an hour. So after this, we will put up the members stream and that will be live in an hour.
Yes.
We'll schedule it.
Yes.
Because it's live.
So the stream in an hour is members only, Silver Plus. If you want to join that, you can at any point jump into the membership, even if it's just a one-off. You can always cancel it after a month. Or I will see you again in another fortnight, in another 2 weeks with another live stream. So if you have any thoughts on what kind of things you would like to see in a live stream, please leave some comments after we close the live chat. You can leave some comments on the actual video telling me what you'd like to see in the future stream. Also, a reminder that if you have been curious about what is happening with the color cube, the best way to find out, unless you remember, is to join my free email list. And when you do that, you also get a free coloring book just sent to you with some printouts, not sent to you in the mail, to clarify, because we get a lot of people confused by that somehow. You can get a PDF that you can print on your own paper, and you're welcome to share that around. We do also have a community page now on YouTube. Doesn't work from computer, it only works from iPhones, very specifically, where you can actually share, like if you have colored along anything during this session, you can post it there and you can go and see what other people are sharing as well. So if you do have something you want to share yourself, you can post in our community tab. It is just weirdly limited on devices at the moment. So we've got a few different ways that you can stay connected. And I do have a video coming out later this week where I'm having some words with Crayola, let's just say, about my disappointment in some of their products. There may be an intense binder involved. It's fun, but it'll be a good video. I think it has the potential to be a bit of unnecessary drama, but I've really tried to make sure that that's not all it is, because that's not who I am. But I think you'll love it. I think it'll be really interesting. So I hope you keep an eye out for that this weekend. And in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me for this. It's always lovely to have the feedback. And thank you to Natalie for helping us answering questions. Thank you to Shane for narrating so beautifully and wonderfully.
You're welcome.
And I will try and post a picture of this when I'm finished, which I was supposed to do for the last one too, but I never actually finished it. That's going to be my real problem, is not sharing a photo with you when I'm done, but the doing. So I will work on that. I will work on even organising some bonus streams with our members to finish off some of the pages that I start. And in the meantime, I keep trying with our live streams to find projects that I can try to finish in one sitting, and I'll try and get better at that, because I go down rabbit holes, and like I'm in a rabbit hole right now, and this is not going to even be done in an hour, I know. So that's why I brought you a page that I'd already done the background, but we didn't get a whole lot further anyway. But it was fun. It was fun to unbox and talk and all that stuff. I hope some of this stuff was interesting, and let me know what you want to see in future streams. But for today, have a good night, day.